Two Travelers here in Mexico. And as I mentioned, we're going to go ahead and do a cross comparison on expenses for singles, couples throughout Mexico. Not throughout, but in some areas of Mexico where we have friends that are living.
Mm-hmm.
And we just wanted to share this with you, and I have to use my faithful laptop because we tried to print this out and stuff and it's just not working. So
yeah, it wasn't pretty when we tried to print it out. There's a lot of detailed numerical information here, so too much to memorize for us old people.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Yeah.
But I thought if I had it printed out, I wouldn't have to have my laptop in front of me, but you know, it is what it is.
Right.
So we're just going to go ahead and give you the information that we have. Follow us along and enjoy.
And we will do screenshots of the spreadsheet that we compiled and put that in at the end of the video if you want to.
You just like
see it.
You swatted that bee towards me. I don't know where he went.
Now he's.
Well, don't think that I'm a flower because I have a flower top on.
Yeah. Oh,
we get bees back here all the time. I love them.
She's no flower. I love her, but no flower.
Okay, so here we go. I've got, just to give you an example, I've got it by the area, the status, single, married, electric, which is the CFE, the internet, water, gas, meaning the propane that they have filled each month at their property, how often, car gas, groceries / household, eating out costs, rent, and if there's like maintenance fees, HOA fees, medical, and how much that is a year. And some people give a little bit more detail, some people don't. So anyhow, bear with me. This is what we got going on. And I also did it with 14 individuals. So the first three are going to be in San Luis Potosi. Here we go. The first one is a single female. For the CFE, which is electric, that runs 348 pesos, which is about $21. And that's every 2 months.
Every 2 months. Dos meses.
Yeah, every 2 months. That's about the standard here. Internet is 549 pesos, which is $32. Water, 215 pesos, which is about $12.60, and that's about every 2 months. Gas, 670 pesos, which is about $40. And they say that that's every 6 months, but they have solar. Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's liquid gas, meaning liquid propane for the house.
And these prices are just going to be really crazy. I was telling Mark that. Car gas, they don't have a car. Groceries, household, 4,000 to 5,000 pesos a month, a month, which is $235 to 290, which is pretty good, I think. Eating out, very minimal. They really don't eat out, so there's nothing listed there. Their rent, which surprised me, is 3,500 pesos a month, and it's furnished. That comes out to be $205 a month.
Pretty sweet deal on that one.
Yeah. And they have a garage with it also. They have an area for a washer. They hang up their clothes, that I remember. And it's in a, I don't think it's a gated community, but it's in a community. No HOA because they're renting anyhow. And they have no medical. And their cell phone, they share it with somebody, but we didn't really list that at all. So there you go for the first one. Second one, San Luis Potosi, single male. For the electric, CFE, 225 pesos a month. Which
2 months, right?
Well, you know, some people break it out, maybe they divide it. It comes about, it's like $13 a month. I don't know. He didn't say every 2 months, so I don't know if it's every month or every 2 months. So there you go on that one. We have barking dogs in the background. Internet, 630 pesos, which is $37. And that's total play, and I think that's usually a bundle package.
Yeah, you get internet plus cable TV plus landline telephone.
Right, right. And there's a lot of deals like that. So anyhow, so that's $37 a month. Water, he has down here for 200 pesos, $11.70 every 2 months. Gas, his propane, he averaged it out to about 300 pesos a month, which is about $18. And he says it's about every about what we do, about every 5 months.
5 months, yeah.
We refill it. His car gas is about 300 pesos, $18 a month. Groceries, household stuff is 1,700 pesos, about $100 a month. And his eating out is 6,830 pesos, which is about 400 US a month. He owns his place. He does have the HOAs. It's 2,400 pesos a month, which is 140 US dollars. For his medical, he has US Medicare, and that's 165 US dollars a month. His cell phone is 200 pesos, $11.70 a month. He says he roughly estimates about 15,000 pesos a month, which is approximately 878 US dollars.
For his overall living expenses?
For his overall
Okay.
living expenses, yeah. And then the last one that we have here is a couple, not us, a couple, and their CFE electric is about 500 pesos a month, every 2 months. I think it is 29 US dollars. Internet is 380 pesos, $22. Water, they live in our community, so their water, we're not getting charged on the water yet. That's a whole nother video in itself. It's a nightmare. So nobody's paying the water. Their propane that they get is about 4,000 pesos, which is about 234 US dollars. But they also have solar.
And now, is that a year or is that twice a month?
That's yearly.
Okay.
That's yearly. So Mark and I are kind of toying with the idea of going with solar. We're not sure yet.
Yeah, solar water heater.
Yeah, we're just kind of toying around with it. But that's pretty good, 234 US dollars for the year with their solar. Their car gas, there's 2 of them, is 1,500 pesos, about 88 US dollars a month. For groceries and household stuff, it's about 5,000 pesos, 290 US dollars a month. Eating out is 11,000 pesos a month.
This couple, they eat out a lot. I'll just say that.
11,000 pesos, which is about 644 US dollars. They own their own house. They don't have HOAs. We don't either. Medical for one person. The other one is free through the work, is about 15,000 pesos a year. And I didn't write that down what it is for US dollars. I think that's about 800 bucks.
About that, yeah.
About $800 a year.
Depending on the current exchange rate.
Right. Okay. Next, we have 4 participants in Querétaro area, and all 4 are couples. So watch this. This is fascinating. All right. Couple number 1. I feel like I'm playing that game on TV.
I know, yeah. Couple number 1.
What was that called? The Newlywed Game.
The Newlywed Game, yeah.
Do you remember that? That was pretty funny. I used to like that show. And the dating game. That was good too.
Especially when they got the answers wrong on the Newlywed Game.
Okay, so Querétaro, the first couple, 225 pesos, $13 for electric. And I think that's every 2 months. I don't know, unless it's once a month that they broke it down for me. Internet, 395 pesos, which is 23 US dollars. Water, 250 pesos, which is about $15. I think that's every 2 months, because that's how it normally rolls.
And just to be clear, water in Mexico includes everything like water, sewer,
Right,
all wrapped up into one.
right. And we're not paying either right now in our community. Their gas, their propane, they said, they broke it out, they said it runs 216 pesos, which is $12.65 a month.
A month.
They do not have a car. Grocery household is 6,000 pesos, 350 US dollars. Eating out, 15,000 pesos, $878. That includes eating, drinking, whatever they're going to do.
Well, that's typically what eating out includes, eating and drinking.
Well, I mean, like alcohol,
oh, yeah.
which adds up.
Bebidas.
Their rent that they're paying is 18,500 pesos. It's furnished, which is $1,083 a month. No HOAs, medical, none. They're winging it. So that's the first couple. Okay, second couple. Now, this one is 2,000 pesos a month. No, every 2 months, excuse me. 2,000 pesos every 2 months for their CFE electric. And they have a pump. I forget what kind of a pump it is in their house, because we've heard it before.
Yeah.
Anyhow, which comes out to be 120 US dollars every 2 months for their electric. And I think it probably has to do that pump, because they said theirs is pretty high compared to other people. Oop, forgot to put this down in US dollars. It's their internet. It's 1,210 pesos, which is probably
Roughly about $70.
yeah, approximately $70. But I know that one of them works from home, so they need good internet, and that's understandable. Water is 278 pesos, $16.65. Gas, 1,200 pesos, $72 approximately every 2 months. Car gas is about 3,000 pesos, and I forgot to write it out for US dollars, but that's approximately 150, 160 US dollars.
Maybe a little bit more. Yeah.
Groceries household, 8,000 pesos, about 480 US dollars. Eating out is about 4,000 pesos, about 240 US dollars. They own their own place. Their HOAs are 1,000 pesos a month, which is approximately, what do I have down here? 1,000 pesos is
It's going to be about $55
yeah,
a month.
55 bucks. They do have medical here in Mexico, and I don't remember whether they told me it was traveling outside to the US or not, so that's my mistake. I was trying to keep everything separated from everybody else's answers. They pay 13,432 pesos for 2 years, okay? And I think it's like emergency and a couple of other things that it covers. Their cell phone runs 1,248 pesos, roughly 73 US dollars a month. And they told me that their total expenses is roughly 1,554 US dollars a month. That's for a couple for two. Okay, my next Querétaro couple, 700 pesos for the electric CFE. which is approximately $41 every 2 months. Internet, 600 pesos, $35 a month. Water, maybe they don't pay anything. I don't know. I don't have anything listed for that. Gas, 107 pesos, which is about $6.25.
And that's for LP LP gas?
Yeah, I think that's per month is how they broke that one out. Yeah, per month. For their car gas, it's about 1,000 pesos, about 60 bucks. And groceries, I don't know why I don't have it in there, but I don't. I don't have their eating out expense. So I think it was about 400 US dollars for household and eating out to 500 if I recall correctly. They own no HOAs. They have no medical. They're pretty much winging it. Their cell phone is 200 pesos, $11.70 a month. Okay, last Querétaro couple, 256 pesos for electric CFE, $15. Skipped a category.
Went too far.
1,000 pesos for internet, which is about 60 bucks. Water, 200 pesos. It's probably every 2 months, although it wasn't specified, which 200 pesos is about $11.70. Gas, their propane is 2,500 pesos a month. Oh, I didn't break that one out. 2,500 pesos is about $146 a month. Well, $146, and they do it every 3 months. They fill their tank. Their car gas is about 1,000 pesos a month, about 60 bucks. Groceries is about 300 US, which is, I didn't put it in pesos.
It'll be about 100 and...
In pesos, it would be 5,000.
Yeah, there you go.
5,124 pesos. 300 US dollars for groceries household. For eating out, about the same, 300 US dollars. They own no HOAs. Yes, free through employer, their medical. So that's pretty good. All right, now we're going to go to Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta, baby.
Yep. This is a single man. CFE, 760 pesos, which is about $44.50 every 2 months. And we know it's pretty hot in Puerto Vallarta. So I did an average on that because it goes down a little bit. No, I think I did the high. I left it at 760 pesos, which was the highest. Sometimes it goes to 250 or 350, but that was as high, was 760, so I guess I didn't average that one. Internet is 1,000 pesos, 60 bucks. And it might be a package that's included. I don't know, like Mark was saying, a home phone,
cable, and internet.
Right. Because a lot of these seem to be around that 1,000 peso mark for internet. His water is included in his rent. His gas, his propane is included in his rent. And he doesn't have a car. His groceries, household stuff is 240 US dollars. In pesos, that's about 4,900 pesos, I think.
Yeah, roughly in there.
Yeah. Eating out is about 125 US dollars. I didn't do it to pesos, but and his rent is 15,000 pesos and it's furnished. So of course there's no HOAs. He has a U.S. travel policy for his medical, and it's $1,000 a year. And like I said, it covers him in Mexico, and it covers him in the U.S. So the next one is Puerto Vallarta, and it's a couple. Here we have, I averaged this one out. It's 1,900 pesos with solar panels.
For their electric.
For their electric. Their CFE electric, which runs them about 111 US dollars.
Month?
A
Or
month.
every 2 months?
I believe it's a month.
Okay.
1,100 pesos. I mean, sorry. These numbers are making me crazy. 1,000 pesos, 60 bucks for internet. Water is 700 pesos, about $41 a month. Little high. Their gas for their propane is 2,500 pesos, which is 146 US dollars, and that's 2 times a year. And their car is about 425 pesos, about 25 US dollars a month.
That's gas for their car.
Gas for
by
their
the way.
car. And their groceries household for the two is 11,100 pesos, about 650 US dollars. Eating out, they don't really eat out. And their house is actually on a golf course, so their things are a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
Their HOA is 80,000 pesos, which is $4,684 a year. Their medical that they have is 95,640 pesos, which is 5,600 US dollars.
For 2 people?
For 2 people for the year. And they have a $2,000 deductible, and it's US and Mexico coverage. And their cell phone is 8,400 pesos, which is $492 a year. Okay, next we have San Miguel de Allende, and it's a single female. The CFE electric is included, internet is included, water is included. Propane, I don't know. I didn't have that answer, or I missed it, or somehow it got lost in limbo. Gas for a car, they don't have a car. Groceries, household stuff is about 5,124 pesos, 300 US dollars a month. And eating out is about 300 US dollars a month. I don't have it in pesos, but that's fine. And their rent is 20,000 pesos. It's shared. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit. My friend, though, they pay 600 US dollars for her share. And I'm not sure the whole reason. I know that she probably told me at one time, and I don't remember, but that's her cost. She does have Medicare in the US, so I'm assuming that she's paying the $165 a month. I don't know whether she has a supplemental or not.
That's probably for Part B, since Part A is free, supposedly.
And what else? Her cell phone is a 1,110 pesos, 65 US dollars a month. And she told me that she roughly averages about 1,700 US dollars a month on cost of living. Okay, couple in Durango.
Or as they say in Mexico, Durango.
Who says it like that?
The people at the bus station, after we tried to say Durango and no one could understand us.
They never understand us.
Well, could
All
be
right.
true.
Durango, there's a couple here for their, this dog is behind me, it's a Schnauzer. Schnauzers can be very irritating dogs on their barking. Their CFE electric is 300 pesos, which is 18 US dollars every 2 months. Internet is included in their rent. Water is 160 pesos, about $9. I'm assuming that's every 2 months. Could be every month. Gas is 400 pesos, which is 400 is about 23 US dollars. And that's every month and a half they pay that. They do not have a car. Their grocery household is about 4,000 pesos a month, $234, which I'm blown away by that cost for a couple. And they don't really eat out. And they're paying 9,000 pesos a month for a furnished place, and which comes out to 527 US dollars. No HOA because they're renting, and no medical. And they told me their cell phone is 800 pesos, $47 a month. And they told me that roughly they spend about 837 US dollars as a couple in Durango. All right, we have 2 couples here in Huatulco.
Huatulco.
And CFE Electric for the first couple is 1,110 pesos, 65 US dollars. And it's probably every 2 months, because that's about what it always is for the CFE. Internet is 461 pesos, 27 US dollars. Water, 85 pesos, about $5. 1,280 pesos, 75 US dollars for their propane. And that's about every year and a half. That's crazy. Okay. Gas for their car is 25 US dollars a month, which is, what is that in pesos?
Oh, like 400 pesos?
No, probably 425, something like that.
Maybe.
And then their groceries and their household is 160 160 pesos. I didn't convert that. What is 160 pesos about? About
$9.
No,
That's
oh, no,
160
it's 160 US dollars.
Yeah. Now I gave the $9 based on bad information.
Right. It's 160 US dollars. Wow. For groceries.
About 3,000 pesos.
Yeah. Eating out is about 100 US dollars.
Yeah, about 17 or 1,800 pesos.
Yeah. And they own their own place. And their HOAs are 550 pesos a month, which is
$29, $30
about 30 bucks.
somewhere
Yeah,
here.
29, 30 bucks. They do not have medical. And their cell phones are 256 pesos, about 15 US dollars a month. Okay, the second couple in Huatulco, they spend 426 pesos for the CFE Electric, which again is usually about every 2 months.
Now this couple, I have to say, lives pretty frugally.
Yeah. Internet is the same, 426 pesos, 25 US dollars a month. Water is about 100 pesos, $6 a month. They do not have gas. Car gas, about $40 a month, 683 pesos. Groceries, household, 8,000 pesos, 468 US dollars. They don't eat out. The rent is 5,687 pesos. That comes out to about 330 US dollars. They do not have medical. And their cell phone expenses is 1,879 pesos, 110 US dollars. And my last one that I have here is in Guadalajara, single male. CFE electric is 400 pesos every 2 months. That's $23. Internet is 389 pesos, $23. The water is included in their maintenance. Their gas is 1,000 pesos, about $60 a year. And no car, at least I don't have anything listed. And groceries household is 4,000 pesos, 234 US dollars. They don't eat out. They own their own place, and their HOAs is 1,000 pesos, 59 or 60 US dollars a month, and they have no medical. So
All right.
that's it. We had 14 different people, you know, couples, singles, in different areas to give you different ideas, because you guys are always asking, what does it cost? What can I live on? There's just some examples from frugal to not so frugal.
And some of these were expats, some of them were Mexican nationals. We thank them all. We didn't mention their names on account of the
Thank you
Witness
all.
Protection Program.
Witness protection program. Anyhow, I told him I wouldn't mention any names, but that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, thank you for admitting that. Most of the time she gives me the thumbs down on my humor. Every once in a while, a thumbs up.
Once in a while.
So.
So there you have it, based on different areas that people live, single or a couple, and, you know, cost of living expenses. So I hope you guys like this video. If you did like it, I hope that you will subscribe to our channel.
Give us a thumbs up on the video.
We also have a Facebook page by the same name, Two Travelers in Mexico. So if you'd like to subscribe to that, we post different articles about Mexico and different things people post about.
Paulette put a lot of work into this, gathering the numbers, contacting people, recontacting them, stuff like that. So you spent a fair amount of hours this week working on this.
I did.
So
I did, but we wanted to bring it to you because I know people always ask, how much can I live on in Mexico? Well, here's many different examples to give you.
Right.
Where you are, you're going to have to decide for that yourself.
Right, and a lot of things. As an example, a lot of people they own their own homes, so they don't have to pay rent. You know, rent, like any other city, varies depending on the location, you know, and some other things too. So I looked at the rent at, like Guadalajara, you can pay anywhere from 12,000 pesos a month to 30,000 pesos a month to live in a nicer area. You know, it's just, a lot of this is subjective.
And I think it's the same thing for Mexico City. It's so broad range, like Guadalajara.
Yeah. You know, it's just subjective as to what things you need and want in your life. If you like the more expensive places, the finer areas, finer restaurants, you know, that's going to drive your prices up. If you live more frugally, you can get by on really very little.
Right.
You know.
Right,
So-
exactly. I mean, if you're cooking at home all the time and you don't go out, you're going to be saving lots of money. Of course, depending on other situations, do you have animals involved? Are
Yeah.
you buying dog food? Are you, you know, doing other things?
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of different categories to kind of figure out. But this is just kind of a rough thing
Yeah.
for you guys to kind of go off of, have an idea, you know, where you might spend your money. You know, are you one of these people that eat every single meal out and like to go out for cocktails with friends? You know, you got to add that in too. So
Yeah.
it just depends.
It just depends on your lifestyle, what you
Exactly.
need, and what you can do without.
Exactly. Like Mark and I, we usually eat out maybe once a week, sometimes twice. I'm the one that tries to put my foot down and say one time a week.
Twice if I get my way, once if she gets hers.
Right. I do a lot of cooking at home. We eat a lot at home. As always, from the two travelers in Mexico,
What she did.
bye guys.
Bye.